Welcome, everybody, to this incredible live stream for the film Sight. We are here with a dear friend of ours, David Fisher. He is the producer of Sight. We're also going to be joined here momentarily by the writer-director as well. And, man, we are so excited. I'm Jordan Harmon, president and co-founder of Angel Studios. Guys, we have a ton for this live stream today, a ton.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really fun. So, I mean, just to start out, this is a film. Well, why don't you give the synopsis of the film? Because you've given this synopsis a bazillion times. This is your film.
Well, first off, thank you so much for joining us. This is a huge moment for the entire Sight team, and so blessed to be partnering with Angel Studios. Angel has been an awesome partner so far for us, and to be able to bring Sight to the world is huge. So here's the movie. Sight tracks the life of Dr. Ming Wang. And here's this doctor, he's an eye surgeon, best in his class. And he finds himself at the top of his career when one day a little girl from Calcutta is rushed to him. The nuns found her in a train station ready to die, and they rush her to Dr. Wang because her eyes have been intentionally blinded with battery acid. And so as Dr. Wang races against the clock to save her sight, he is reminded of his childhood growing up during a very difficult time in China when he grew up during the Cultural Revolution, and he finds that his past is holding him back from actually helping this little girl in the present, and that's the story. We have to get over it. So we go back and forth with the good doctor as he flashes back to his childhood and tries his best to save the sight of this poor little girl.
And the talent's amazing in this film. You've got, obviously, Terry, who does an exceptional job, and Greg Kinnear, who's stars in many, many incredible things. One of my favorite films of him is with Harrison Ford.
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, everybody just loves Sabrina. Sabrina's fantastic.
Yes.
So anyway, this film, obviously, Greg takes on a totally different persona in this particular film, but we're going to bring on writer and director Andrew Hyatt. He's with us right now. Do we have him on here? Let's see if we can pull him on to join us. How's it going, Andrew?
Hey, guys.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Yeah,
hey, Andrew.
good to see you. Here we go.
Oh, my goodness. Isn't this crazy? It's like you spend months and years like laboring over something, and then all of a sudden you come into like the final stretch and you're like, oh, my goodness, here we go.
It's unbelievable. We're just, like David said, we're so blessed to be a part of Angel and what you guys are all doing there. So, yeah, here we go. This is exciting.
It's very, very exciting.
Great.
Yes, we're actually going to start just so everybody can get a little bit of an experience of what we're doing here. But obviously, Andrew, why don't you give us your background real quick and what you've kind of done, and then we'll, David, I want you to do the same.
Yeah, sure. Well, like childhood, are we going back to all the...
I'm thinking maybe from like five on. Is that where you can remember things?
I think so. No, look, I've had the pleasure of making some wonderful films, being a part of some wonderful films, this one included. I wrote and directed a film called Paul, Apostle of Christ, with James Faulkner and Jim Caviezel, who your audience knows extremely well from Sound of Freedom. And I just did a film last fall called The Blind. I'm glad The Blind came out before Sight. I'm just going to throw it out there. So we can just remove any connections.
The Blind and Sight.
Yeah. Had it been
you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Like
I'm just going to put it out there. But, which was the true story of the Robertson family, the Duck Dynasty family. And now here I am getting to show the world this unbelievable film and story. So, I have 5 wonderful children. I live up in the Pacific Northwest. We've been out of Hollywood for 15 years now, and it's been a blessing. And so I'm trying to think of all the things your audience wants to hear. That might be it. No,
that's great. That's awesome. Before we get to David, I just want to jump in. We have right now, Sight is going to be launching on Memorial Day weekend. Now, this is a really important date. A lot of people that aren't in the industry don't understand that some of the biggest dates for the biggest films go during the summer, during the Christmas holiday, And then, you know, you have Memorial Day and spring that kind of compete as well in those worlds. And so we really wanted to go after a weekend that we felt strongly this film deserved. And so Memorial Day weekend, we're going right after it. We have
24th.
How many locations did you tell me?
We got, it's definitely over 1,000. I think we're getting close to 1,300.
1,300 today. Now that is growing every day. You can actually go right now to angel.com/site, angel.com/site, and you can buy tickets right now. Now I want to reiterate to our audience how important it is to buy tickets early on, because what you are signaling to the locations and to the theaters is that there's demand for this. And the only way we've earned our way in with His Only Son getting almost 2,000 locations, then Sound of Freedom getting over 3,000 locations. You had After Death that got like 2,500 locations or 2,600 locations. The Shift got over 2,000 locations. The only way we get up to that number is that we show the theaters right now how much demand there is. So go to angel.com/site. Don't wait till Memorial Day weekend. Don't wait until May 24th.
And you know what? The relationship that we've had with AMC, with Regal, with Cinemark,
they're amazing.
They have actually been calling us saying, we are getting people calling in. They want Sight in their towns, and that actually helps them drive more screens for us. So when you actually call and tell your theater that you'd like to see Sight at your theater on May 24th,
it makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. We'll go from 1,300 to 2,000 theaters. I mean, that's what will happen.
Yes. So again, go to angel.com/site. Don't wait until May 24th to get your tickets. We have this incredible thing called flexible booking that we've created. It's unique to Angel. And that gives you the ability to get your tickets right now. I know that you don't know exactly what's going to be happening on May 24th, but if for some reason you need to change your ticket to any other time actually location of equal or lesser value, you can do that all the way up to an hour in advance.
I didn't know that.
So go in there, get your tickets. Don't worry about having to change it. You'll be able to log in, change your ticket, showtime, no problem.
And that's just at Angel.
That's just at Angel, yes.
That is awesome.
We like to do things a little differently around here. So anyway, super grateful to be here. Super grateful to have these incredible people here. David, why don't you give us a little bit about your background, and then we're going to jump into the trailer. And if you're just joining us, this is the film Sight, which is an incredible movie. It'll be hitting theaters May 24th. You can get tickets right now at angel.com/site. Please support this film, not just because it's one of those stories that amplifies life, but the Angel Guild gave this raving reviews. Every film that comes through Angel has to go through the Guild first. And the Guild said, this is a film that needs to get out into the world. And so that's when we get excited and start moving the needle. But David, tell us about yourself.
You bet. Well, I'm actually from Minnesota. I have a large family of 9.
Of all places.
I have 9 kids. Beautiful kids. 4 boys, 5 girls. My lovely wife, Laura. And we have felt for a very long time a push and a call to make movies that matter, to actually get films and documentaries into the marketplace that deal with themes of hope and conversion. And when I came across the story of Dr. Ming Wang, it was like 10 years ago. And I met him in Nashville, Tennessee. And when I heard his story, I was absolutely blown away. And the thing that probably hit me the most in my heart was one person can make a huge difference. And it's not just like, we know that the person that made the biggest difference is Jesus, and we celebrate that in this season of Easter. But here's the thing. When I actually met Dr. Wang, and I felt like he was telling me his story the way he did, it blew me away. I knew that I wanted to be a part of bringing that story to the world, not for the sake of Dr. Wang, but for all of our sake. And you're going to see the trailer in a little bit. This is an opportunity to actually, yes, amplify the light, but also show a great story of deep conversion from darkness into light in so many ways. More than one way we show that. So I've been producing films. I've been primarily on the finance side of films, and when I got an opportunity to drive into this creative space, we brought Sight to the market. We were able to get Greg Kinnear. Darren Moorman was a producer that we brought on that has been incredible. Reserve Entertainment, huge partner with us to help bring this movie to life. And Terry Chen, extraordinary actor to work with. We can go through all the other actors, but what it's been for me has been this delight to connect with Angel. Because what Angel does for an independent filmmaker like myself is you wrap your team around us and you help us think of all the different angles that one team is very hard, one person can't always think of. And Angel has come and has believed in this project. You, the Guild, those of you that are out there with the Guild, believed in this project. You gave me notes. We didn't pass the Guild the first time. You gave me notes, and I listened to those notes, and I brought them back to the Guild. I remember when you told me, you're like, it's on your dime, man. Like, you have to do it. You know, we can't do that for you. So we took the notes that we received from the Guild. We changed the movie.
And it jumped drastically.
It changed everything.
It became one of the highest scoring films we've had.
And so,
like, it went from, to be clear, when it didn't pass, it was right on the threshold.
Right.
Like, it was right
there.
And that's a high score to get into the theatrical world. But this new cut just went, through the roof. We're going to show you guys the trailer so you can get kind of an experience of what this is. If you're just joining us, again, this is the movie Sight, coming out May 24th. Get your tickets right now at angel.com/sight. Comments, get your questions in the comments section, whether you're on the Angel app, on YouTube, on Facebook. We will be answering comments and a Q&A at the end of this, so please make sure you get your comments in there. But we are going to roll the trailer for this incredible movie, Sight. Enjoy.
You are the doctor, they say, who can work miracles.
Hello, Kajal.
Street beggars make more money if they're legitimately blind. So the stepmother poured sulfuric acid in each of her eyes.
Maybe 1% of vision remains. There's no chance to save it. She reminds me of Lily.
I know as long as we are together, we'll be okay. I will always protect you.
There is some part of me that thinks if I can help Kajal out of the dark, maybe
The Seeker! No!
I can help Lily out of hers.
You cannot change the past, Ming.
She doesn't deserve to suffer anymore.
Thought you said it was impossible.
I have to succeed.
I'm with you, Ming.
There's some things in the past that I can't get over.
Who says you have to get over them?
I love that trailer.
It's awesome. I mean,
so good.
I love it too.
The May 24th, you can get your tickets right now at angel.com/sight. We are already in over 1,200 locations, almost 1,300 locations. They're adding more locations daily. So if you get there and you don't see your local theater, there probably will be
There's
the
a
theater
button.
that you can click to call them. Please do. Calling them will make an impact on helping them bring this film into their location as well.
I flew in last night to Provo, and I was sitting in the hotel room, and your team sent me like, hey, how does this look? And they showed me the actual theaters that are live. And I was flipping through just random cities. I was like, I can't believe how many theaters you guys
There are
have gotten.
tons of theaters.
And
tons.
if there is a theater, like there's a small little independently owned theater in my town that said it didn't show a showtime, but it has a button there that says
Call
request.
or request, yeah.
Request a showtime. So you can request a showtime if you see one of your favorite theaters that might be a little bit smaller that hasn't been able to get on this yet. It will request. It does make a difference.
It totally makes a difference. So you're probably noticing that we're wearing these hoodie and shirt that says Sight on it. And on the back of mine, read the back of mine, David. It's so good.
Yours says there's more to life than what you see.
So
Yeah.
that to me, that was one of the.
Like this. Check this out.
Yeah, this one's way good. It says there's more to life than what you see again, but here it also has it in Chinese as well. It's
Mandarin,
It's
yeah.
Mandarin, which is so beautiful. To me, when I walked away from this film, one of the most impactful parts of this film was realizing, because the film has many twists and turns that you just don't expect, first of all.
Yeah.
But secondly, you get to the end of it, and that saying becomes a lot more meaningful, not just for the film, but for your own life, where you start looking at the world just a little differently, where you start saying, okay, maybe not everything goes perfectly. Maybe not everything is exactly how I want it to or how I expect it to, but there's more to life than what you can see.
Yeah, it's so powerful, and that statement came out in spades as we were writing that. I think, Andrew, that was something really important as you were kind of engaging the screenplay and the script. The reality of this script is it is 95% the real life story of Dr. Wang. You can actually find it in the autobiography. It's all there and more. So we only had to kind of veer off of the life story in just a few areas to tighten his life. But it is, we all have a past, right? We all have a past. And there are some aspects of our past that might be holding you back. And this is a movie for you. This is a film of inspiration, of hope for you, because there is something about taking our past and knowing that it doesn't define our present. And that was something powerful that came out of this movie and out of the life of Dr. Ming Wang, but it's out of my life. I hope it's out of your life, that our past doesn't always define us, does it? And that we can actually live a life full in the present and allow a higher power, something greater outside of ourselves, to help guide us and direct us toward the right path. And so that's one of the aspects also of the present is made possible by the past, and there is more to life than what you see. These two things shine out in this movie Sight.
I love that. Please make sure you comment your questions. We're going to be taking questions at the end of this from both David and the director, Andrew, director-writer. And so make sure you get your questions in the comment section. If you don't have any questions, just comment on social, on YouTube and Facebook. It gets us going in the algorithm. You can just say where you're watching from. And if you have nothing nice to say, just say, I'm watching. Yeah. But the point of this is we want to get as many eyeballs on this as possible. But, again, you can get your tickets right now at angel.com/site. You can actually get these hoodies and shirts on shop.angel.com. You're able to get these and support this, wear this into the theater, get people talking about this, get people understanding what this is.
The poster's available as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
The
You can buy the poster as well. So there's many ways to support this film. We're going to dive in a little bit.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, please cut me off.
I love these. I can't believe I didn't get one for the show.
We're going to send you one, Andrew. Don't worry.
You know that,
great.
Andrew,
Right.
you would not have wore it. You wouldn't have wore it because you are a director that has all this style. You would have been like, I'm not going to be like the twins here.
Until I saw it on you, and now I'm like, oh, man, I'm a little jealous. But that's fine.
Man, right. It's all right. I don't blame you for being jealous. I don't blame you. But yes, if you're watching on your TV, this live stream, you can obviously scan the QR code. If you're watching on your phone or on your laptop, go to angel.com/site. On the Angel app, you can actually just click Get Tickets, and you can actually buy your tickets on the Angel app. That's one of the things that I love is that we've integrated with Adam and all the different exhibitors to where you can actually go into the actual Angel app itself and buy tickets in real time on the app without ever leaving that experience. And so it's a great experience. Let's jump into some questions here that I have for you guys, and then obviously we'll take some Q&A questions. But let's start with you, Andrew. What was it that drew you to this particular story, and why did you sign on to it? Because this isn't your first rodeo. You've been a part of many films. What went? Hey, this unlocked for me. I want to be a part of this movie.
Yeah, well, aside from my own personal journey, it's an incredible story, as you all know now, and I was grateful to just even hear of it and then be a part of it. But I did have it's going to look a little strange when I explain this, but I think it's important to explain, which is, my grandmother on my mother's side was an Iraqi Jew. Her family immigrated to Shanghai before World War II. And they have an incredible journey and story on their own, but that I always wanted to tell. And she passed away about 6 months or so before David reached out to me about this particular project. And I just had something deep in my heart and my soul that I just wanted to honor her memory by somehow being a part of a story that sort of, took place in this geographic area or had something to do with her journey or somebody's journey around this, because it was so important culturally growing up. It was such a part of her. They left right before the war started and eventually made their way to the U.S. But it I literally remember saying, man, I would just love to be a part of a story that takes place even in this country or about this people's or something. And so when David called, I think I might have said yes right away, at least to myself. We had a lot of work to do, but it's really important to me. It's really important to my family as well to kind of tell this story. So it's I'm just grateful. I'm grateful David called, and so I came to this just with an open hand of if you read the book and you're all gonna see the film. Dr. Wang's story is incredible and inspiring, hopeful, wonderful. And I couldn't help but, you just get moved by it, right? And you say, I got to be a part of this. So I
love that.
That's a little bit.
I absolutely love that. I actually didn't know all that background. So I set you up for a great great question. To me, when I saw that you had written and directed that, it immediately elevated before I'd even seen the film, because I knew your history and I knew what you had done. And so it made it, anytime you have that type of pedigree, it's obviously, very helpful. So we were super excited to partner with you on this. Guys, make sure you stay tuned. We have an exclusive sneak peek that you're going to be able to watch during this live stream. So you've got to go and tell your friends and your family and anybody else, hey, come watch this live stream, because you need to come watch it during this live stream. It's going to be a great scene that you get to watch. So stay tuned for that. But David, obviously you told us a little bit about how you got connected with Sight, but this is a 10-year journey.
Yeah.
What helped you maintain the energy to continue on this 10-year journey?
I don't know. I think I would say my wife and my children. Dr. Wang is an amazing person. Right, so he's not just an eye surgeon that is renowned. He's not just a philanthropist, but he's just an absolutely amazing person. And his wife, she is extraordinary as well. And so when you come into a person's life, I mean, I started by working on his autobiography with him. So we put the autobiography From Darkness to Sight together, and we put the team together that helped make that possible. It was published, and when you know someone's life so intimately from a book, his autobiography, and I helped edit, I just knew that this needed to make it to the big screen. And the process of bringing a project like that, which is very niche, okay? So when you have a project about a doctor's life, no matter how amazing, there are amazing stories everywhere. And so you have to take this kind of energy. For any of you filmmakers out there, you have to go at this, and with a kind of tenacity that the Harmon brothers have. You have to go at this and give your heart and your passion to the project. And people ask me, Andrew, you talked about yourself. I mean, they ask me the same thing, like, why in the world are you the one making a movie about a Chinese immigrating over? And I said, why wouldn't it be me? Because this story in so many ways represents a number of things that happened in my own life. And I could identify with Dr. Wang's story. We all come from different backgrounds. We all have different trials and tribulations that we've had to overcome in our lives. And when, like I said before, stories of conversion and hope, if we can take this story and allow others to experience the kind of hope that there is in the future for them, and not to despair, but to hope in something beyond ourselves, I think we've done something extraordinary for the world. I think we're doing something extraordinary for the craft of filmmaking. And when I think of studios like Angel that's helping us tell those stories to you, the Guild, that gets me stoked. So I've got energy more today than I've ever had. I've got kids that are from 2 years old to 20. I've got all that goes on. And honestly, when you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, there's grace to do it, period. End.
Love that. That's awesome. Go to angel.com/site. This is coming out on May 24th, Memorial Day weekend. Do not worry if you don't know what your Memorial Day plans are, because we have flexible booking with Angel that allows you to get your tickets and change them to any time and location of equal or lesser value, all the way up to an hour before the actual showtime. So again, don't hesitate. We need to go show the theaters how important this film is now, so that when this week we show them the sales that happen this week and next week, they give us more locations and bigger auditoriums, and it helps us spread this throughout the world. You guys have done this over and over and over again, which is amazing. We're so grateful for the Angel Guild and the Angel audience that showed up for His Only Son and Sound of Freedom and After Death and The Shift and Cabrini, and over and over and over again, we're surprising the entertainment industry, but we have to consistently do that. The film will only get the reach that you guys show it needs.
That's right.
So go to angel.com/site. You can scan that QR code. But obviously, Angel, we've partnered with this incredible team, David and your group at Open River. Tell us about that brand, Open River. Like, what inspired it? How did you come up with that, and why is that so meaningful to this project?
You might have to bring up Andrew, because I gotta see Andrew for a second. But Andrew, do you remember when the Variety article? We were on set. This was in April, and we filmed from May 15th through April 26th, I think, and that was in 2021. So this was during COVID.
Right.
And the company that I had established to actually produce this movie, the name is Ideation. So Ideation has a whole lot of reasons why we named it Ideation, but the day before the Variety article came out and we had to give final proofread on it, I remember coming to you, Andrew, and freaking out. My lawyer called me up and said, "I've got bad news. There's another company, Ideation, up in Canada." And you don't want to do that. You don't want to have it under that. And I said, "What in the world? What am I going to do?" And so honestly, when I'm in moments like that, I was like, I'm calling my wife. I'm going to call her. So we were in between some scene. It was a new setup. I called Laura. I told her the situation. I said, we need to think about this. And she's like, I'll call you back. And she literally went and prayed. And she called me back like an hour later. And she said, I think it should be called Open River Entertainment. And I was like, what are you talking about? Open River? No, there's no way that Open River is going to be available. There are so many, that's two very common words. You're not going to find that. I said, why Open River? And she said, I was drawn to Isaiah 41:17 through, I think it was 20. And the synopsis of it, I don't have it memorized, I should, but the synopsis of it is, when the land is desolate and people are parched for thirst and there is nothing to be had, I, the Lord, will hear your cry. I will answer you. I will open rivers in the high mountains and make pools of water in the valleys. And it really is, and it's meant to be, I hear your cry and I will provide you what you need. And so we thought that is it. And I called my attorney. I said, I got a crazy, crazy idea. There is no way this is going to work. He literally does that. You remember this, Andrew? I mean, he did the
analysis.
He did the whatever you have to do. Yeah. And he comes back and he says, you're not going to believe this. Nobody has Open River.
It's incredible.
So we got Open River Entertainment.
It's incredible. If you have questions, please put them in the comments section. We're going to be answering questions towards the end of this live stream. Any questions you have, let us know for either Andrew or David. You can get tickets right now at angel.com/site for May 24th, this Memorial Day weekend. This is a film that truly inspires people to feel. The best way to sum it up is that life is more than what you can see.
Yeah.
Like it is truly more than what you can see.
That's right.
And so it does such a good job of doing that. Stay tuned on this live stream because we're going to show you an exclusive sneak peek, an exclusive clip that you're going to definitely want to see with this. So for Angel, I want to talk through why this was so impactful to us. Obviously, Angel can't do anything unless the Angel Guild gives it the thumbs up first. Anybody who wants to join the Angel Guild, you're more than welcome to at angel.com/guild. And when you join the guild, you get to see films like Sight months and even maybe a year before they ever come out.
That's right.
And watch them and actually vote on them and say, hey, we want this to exist. We want this to hit the world. And then you also get 2 free complimentary tickets to every Angel theatrical release. You get early access to when it comes in the Angel app. You get all these different perks that are really, really fun. But once the Angel Guild got excited about it, for us it was a matter of when, not if. And so, David, to his credit, man, he worked so hard over the last, man, when did we first meet? It would have been it's about a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And over the last year, he has tirelessly spent week after week after week refining based off your guys' feedback, iterating with Angel to get the messaging right, iterating with making sure that we understand how we want to present this to the world, and it has turned out to be so meaningful. This film is so meaningful. So when we decide on May 24th, it just felt right. Like I remember being like, this is crazy. Like going after May 24th with a small independent film, like you don't usually do that. But
it's Asian Heritage Month.
It is. That's right. It's Asian Heritage Month with
the
May.
month of May is Asian Heritage Month,
and so it just felt right. It just clicked, and then we started running for it. And then AMC and Cinemark and Regal, they've been so supportive and so excited. But we need to show them right now during this live stream and this week how much demand there is for this. So go to angel.com/site, get your tickets right now. Make sure you get them from opening weekend. Ideally, that Thursday night or Friday. That's the best time to get them.
Have we talked about how many tickets have actually been?
No,
sold?
we have not. We actually
Pre-sold?
started doing pre-sales on tickets. Tickets just went on sale today. And we usually open up a pre-sale where we say, hey, you can come buy some tickets beforehand, get some discounts on it. Just anybody who wants to go get tickets ahead of time. And I thought this. I remember getting to the office today. I was like, how many we got, David? We're like at 20,000, and David was like, we're at 32,000 tickets sold in pre-sales.
Andrew, pre-sales like vouchers, like 32,000 tickets.
Hey, and what I'd love to follow that up with is the fact, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but the fact that you're putting a marker on Memorial Day weekend, this is a big deal. You're not wrong. This is a big deal because what you're saying and this is why the Angel Guild and everybody watching and the Angel fans need to come out, because what you're saying to everybody, this isn't just a Hollywood industry thing. You're saying to the world, Memorial Day weekend, everybody thinks about going and seeing a film, right? I mean, truly, that is one of those.
That's exactly right. It's one of the movie-going days.
And so Hollywood, everybody starts planning these years in advance. 3-4 years. What's the Avengers movie going to come out? Memorial Day weekend, or there's a couple surrounding the calendar. Yep. And the fact that Angel has put a marker on Memorial Day weekend this year, I mean, let's show up.
That's right. Let's go.
I'll tell you what, if this makes a splash on Memorial Day weekend, what you've just announced is we're here for it. Yeah. We're here for it.
That's
and
exactly
I love
right.
that.
That's exactly
I love that
right.
you're doing it.
No, and the film deserves it. It's super exciting. Garrett, do we have any questions we want to jump into yet, or do we just? I'm just checking to see if we have any Q&A questions. But I totally agree with you. Memorial Day weekend is one of those big days. Matter of fact, we're up against some very stiff competition.
Always.
And to be fair, Cabrini was up against Dune and Kung Fu Panda, and it's done really well.
Yes.
And Sound of Freedom was up against Mission Impossible and Indiana Jones, and it did really well. And we, After Death was one of the #1 documentaries in the last decade in theaters, and it went up against Taylor Swift. You guys show up and you do something meaningful and powerful, and so we feel strongly that there's no date we can't go after if the film truly passes the Angel Guild and they love the film. So we're super excited about that. Okay, so we're gonna jump in. We got a couple questions that are gonna pop up. Oh man, my eyes. This is horrible. I'm like, I can't see the question. Andrew, can you read it?
I can kind of read this. Okay.
There we go.
My eyes are terrible.
Dominic says, for the director, this is for you, Andrew. Is there Mandarin spoken in the movie? What are the cultural crosses that the audience can watch out for and prepare to? And then it cuts off. I apologize on my big screen.
No, I think that's a great
to
question.
enjoy. Yes, to enjoy. So that's for you, Andrew. Is there Mandarin in it? And what are the cultural crosses that people can expect to enjoy?
I love it. And what I'll say is, yes, there is Mandarin in the film. And to David's earlier point, what is amazing about this story is you will find yourself still completely engrossed in this film. You'll find yourself completely tracking with the emotional states of the characters, with the journey, with all these things. And so, because what I don't want to say is the film's subtitled, and now we got to talk about that because it's not. It's there is this beautiful, and I love what is it Dominique there just said. There is this beautiful crossover where we were intentional about. We have to be true to the story. Yes, like the flashbacks take place in China, in the 60s, 70s. We have to be true to that. And so, do we want our character speaking English? In maybe a very cheesy, bad Christian film. But no, so we're going to go authentic.
I believe it's called
real.
The Wall with Matt Damon. Isn't that?
That's true. Yeah. That's good. But I love that last little bit. Where are the cultural crossovers? The cultural crossover is what David nailed earlier, which is I find myself watching every bit of this journey in this movie, and it is reflecting on my own life, and it is speaking to me in my own journey. Did I go through what Dr. Wang went through? No. But did I go through my own trials and my own difficulties and my own joys and successes and failures and all these things? Yes. And what's beautiful about this story is that is where the cross-cultural thing comes from. We will understand each other better through stories like this, because we will realize we're not as far apart as we think we are. You know?
Yeah,
we may look different, we may speak different, all these things around the globe right now. But what Terry Chen and Greg Kinnear bring in this sort of relationship and how they work together to make this beautiful miracle happen, it's going to reflect on your own life. So I love that question. That's a great question. But yes, is there Mandarin in the movie? Yes. And I guess bring your glasses for about 30-40% if you're having trouble reading this, as you guys just did over there.
On a movie screen theater, it's not nearly as bad as what we're looking at.
That's
We're
true.
looking at a little iPad right now. We're looking at like a little iPad. And here's the beautiful part about the film is it's shot in a way that you actually could almost remove the subtitles and know what was going on.
That's right.
Like even though I don't understand Mandarin, but it's just the visual storytelling is so easy to follow and understand. It's such a beautiful.
And Andrew,
I love what you just said. Sorry, real quick, David. Sorry, I love what you just said. That's Steven Spielberg's biggest thing. You should be able to watch a movie with the sound off and understand everything.
And it's a calling card for you, Andrew. I mean, it's one of your calling cards, right? Because I think one of your favorite artists is Caravaggio. And when you look at a Caravaggio, you see the use of light and how he uses light and how you see darkness and light in a painting. And when I would watch Andrew at work on set with Michael Belfry, our DP, work so tirelessly on getting the lighting correct, what you're going to see in this movie is Andrew paid a lot of attention to how we lit each scene to experience something in that scene. And it's going to surprise you sometimes where the scenes are lit in a warm manner, where we experience a kind of family dynamic that is safe and loving and cared for, and where you actually experience the cold dynamic, where things are chilled and almost sanitized. And this is the journey of Dr. Ming Wang, going from a place of warmth and family to then having things uprooted out of his life, climbing to the heights of his medical career, only to find that he was terribly alone at the heights of his success. And there was something and someone that needed to break through into his life to bring him into the present where he could live out his life at the fullest potential.
I love that. I'm not sure if we have more questions. We'll see if they pop up here. If we don't, we're going to jump into what everybody's been waiting for, which is, we got another question. It says, Brian says, man, I need glasses. This is horrible. I feel from Arizona, is the merch
the good
for
news
site
is you may know the world's most famous eye surgeon. It might be time. It might
This
be
is all on
time.
purpose.
Oh gosh. Brian says, is the merch for Sight on sale? If so, where? Awesome question. It is on sale. You can go to shop.angel.com right now. You can buy your shirts, your hoodies, your posters. There'll be more and more merchandise coming and hitting that website. But yeah, shop.angel.com. Get your merch right now. Absolutely available.
There's a pretty cool bracelet that they showed me today that's available as well. It's going to be one of those rubber bracelets that says there's more to life than what you see, but it also has it in Braille.
Oh, that's
on
really
one of the
cool.
sides. So
I
you can
love
actually
that.
support.
I love
You
that.
can support the blind community in that process.
I love that. That's awesome. You can go to angel.com/site and obviously get tickets right now. Show support for this film. This is one of those films where, again, don't wait until May 24th to get your tickets. Get them now because it signals to all the theaters like Cinemark, AMC, Regal, and all of our small independent partners how much demand there is for this. We've already sold. We barely went on sale today, and we've already sold over 32,000 pre-sale tickets. And that's incredible. That's super exciting because that means there's already so much pent-up demand for movies like this. And so we're really excited to get this out into the world on Memorial Day weekend. Any other questions we want to pop up before we pound out, or is that all of them? Okay. We are going to continue through, and we're going to show everybody the clip that everybody's been wanting to see. I know no one's really here to see Andrew or David or myself. Like, just show us the clip from Sight. We get it. We understand. We're not offended. But yes, we're going to actually close out with this exclusive clip so that you guys can experience the cinematic beauty of what this movie is. And I'm going to have David intro the clip and what we're going to be looking at.
Awesome. So here's where we're at. We're at a moment where Dr. Wang is doing his best to figure out how to care for this little Indian girl who comes to him blind. And he and the character Dr. Misha Bartnovsky, who Greg Kinnear plays, they are just at wit's end, and they can't figure out how to get this to work. And Ming is in this funk. He's in this place that's just very deep and very disturbed, actually. And he's never really told anyone what happened to him and what he's been carrying on his shoulders for so long. So this is the moment that Greg's character and Terry's character are there's some tension that's been going on in their research. So they're frustrated with each other, and take a peek.
There was this girl, Lily. There was an uprising in my hometown. Many bad things happened.
那两个小坏蛋在这。王离旭，你觉得你逃得出我们的手心？看来你已经下定决心了。那好，王离旭，我就放你一马。抓住他！
不行！不要他们带我进去！刘旭，刘旭，刘旭，刘旭，快放我！刘旭！
I could never find Lily again. There is some part of me that thinks if I can help Kajal out of the dark, somehow, maybe I can help Lily out of hers. Wherever she is.
I'm with you, Ming. We can do this.
Such an incredible clip. There are many emotional points of this movie. That's just one of the many that's going to touch your heart and cause you to think deeply about your life and maybe your past. We wanted to announce next live stream will be on April 15th. You get the opportunity to actually see and interact with Dr. Ming Wang himself. He's going to be on. This is going to be a really important live stream. Do not miss out on that. April 15th, and make sure you're there at 6 p.m. So we are going to close out this live stream. We're so grateful for everybody's support. Andrew, thank you for joining us on this live stream and for launching this incredible movie into the world. Obviously, Andrew Hyatt, the writer-director of Sight. We have David Fisher, the producer, who has been on this journey for 10 years. And my name is Jordan Harmon, president and co-founder of Angel Studios. We are so grateful to be here and to have everybody's support. And we are so grateful for the Angel Guild, who is helping us spread light throughout the entire world. I've been seeing comments on the Sight trailer and all the trailers, as well as on different interviews we've done, where people are jumping on and just saying, we are so excited about Sight, and we're so excited about this next film, and they're excited about what the Angel Guild is picking. It's not about what I pick or what Jeff picks or anybody else as founders of Angel and executives. It's about what the Angel Guild is able to find in terms of diamonds in the rough and things that maybe people overlooked. And even, Sight's not even one that was overlooked. Actually, was lots of distributors actually wanted it, but it was one of those things where it became clear that there was a great symbiotic relationship between Angel and this film, and the Angel Guild loved it. And so we're so grateful to have these partners helping us amplify light throughout the world. So thank you so much, everybody. We're going to let you go, and we hope you have an awesome week.
Thank you.
You are the doctor, they say, who can work miracles.
Hello, Kajal.
Street beggars make more money if they're legitimately blind. So the stepmother poured sulfuric acid in each of her eyes.
Maybe 1% of vision remains. There's no chance to save it. She reminds me of Lily.
I know as long as we are together, we'll be okay. I will always protect you.
There is some part of me that thinks if I can help Kajal out of the dark, maybe...
Let's take her! No!
I can help Lily out of hers.
You cannot change the past, Ming.
She doesn't deserve to suffer anymore.
Thought you said it was impossible.
I have to succeed.
I'm with you, Ming.
Just some things in the past that I can't get over.
Who says you have to get over them?
I'm Dr. Ming Wang. This powerful new movie from Angel Studios tells the story of patience that brought me out of darkness and taught me to see again. All of us are a little broken, but by sharing stories with each other, we can come to heal together. Because there's more to life than what we see. Invite your family and friends and share the gift of Sight. Sight is in theaters starting May 24th, Memorial Day weekend. Click the link below or visit angel.com/sight to pre-order your tickets, because there's more to life than what we see.